1,000 laughs over a weekend as well. Vail Comedy Festival. Pet an alpaca or hike a trail. Memorial Day weekend.
Hey everybody, we're back live from Vail Comedy Festival. I got special guest Dvontre Coleman, absolute killer at the fest. Real excited to have him. It's a remote taping. It's about a week and change after the festival, and Dvontre is out in the Bay Area joining us, and really nice to give us some time. Dvontre, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. It's raining today, so I'm
Okay, you're in San
inside.
Francisco, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, cool. Well, San Francisco not known for the best weather, I guess.
I like it. There's no seasons.
Okay. All right. I like that attitude. I like that. Okay, so let's dig into the festival. Let's start with, how did you hear about the festival? You're a Bay Area comic. You might be the first Bay Area comic we've had, if you don't count Caitlin Palufo, who came up out of the Bay Area but was from New York City.
I heard about the festival. So I did a show last November with the New York comedian named Mika Mo,
Ah,
and
yeah, Mika.
yeah, she posted about the festival on her Instagram story, and I started looking it up, and I talked to her a little bit about it, and I was like, yeah, I applied to see because the show she did, she murdered. She was like this set of the night, and I was like, I want to be as good as this person. Let me do what this person's been doing, and so I applied to see if I can get in.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, Mika's the best. Where was that show, in San Francisco or New York or somewhere else?
It was in San Francisco.
Okay, cool. Right on. What's it called? Let's shout him out.
It was called Mr. Bing's. It's no longer at Mr. Bing's. It's at Hungry Eye now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Right on. All right. So you hear from Mika, word of mouth, Instagram, that the festival's the place to be, and you apply and you get in. And then how do you get to the festival?
So I took I flew to Denver, and I stayed, I think, 2 days before the fest and 1 day after. So I sort of made it like a week trip to where I could see some of Denver, and you put me on some shows, which is really cool as
Yeah,
well.
that's awesome. Let's talk about those. So two nights before the fest, we did something new in 2023 where we did a show in downtown Denver called Friends of Vail Comedy Festival. We had 5 or 6 comics who had flown in early, do a show, and that was really fun. We got to meet people before the actual festival and got to get some stage time. And tell me about that show. What was the vibe like?
I really liked that show. I think it went well. I think I did well. I texted my friends like, "Yo, this is a really good show." I texted Orion about it. I was like, "Yo, this is a great show. Like, I don't know if you've been talking to Mark, but you do need to come out here because this is a good show." And it helped me calm down because I've done a lot of comedy in San Francisco, so I know that I'm confident in the San Francisco crowds, but I was kind of afraid with like the older Denver crowd, like whether my comedy would still work, and it seemed to
It
translate
did. You had
well.
a great set. That was a lot of fun. Cool. Well, that was at the Lodo Comedy Show. If anybody's interested at, if they're in Denver, lodocomedy.com. We do that once a month at the Black Buzzer. It's really neat. Downstairs basement venue with beautiful, it's great sound, good stage, a lot of nice things about it. It's a good show. So, okay, so you do that show, and then you got a show the night before the festival. That was 2 nights before the festival. One on the eve of the festival. You did a show up in Vail. How do you get from Denver to Vail?
I got a ride. You again, thank you for this. You coordinated for me, Bailey Pope, and Adam Mullen to get a ride from, I believe his name is Jeff Connolly.
Yeah, Jeff, super
Yeah,
volunteer. 2 years in a
yeah,
row so far.
super
Nice
nice
car
dude.
too, huh? Nice
Yeah,
car.
great car. It had snacks in it too. Like he was well prepared and he was knowledgeable. He told us to drink water, and I didn't get altitude sickness,
Nice.
partially because of Jeff's advice.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, future comics, you want to ride with Jeff if you can, but it's a tough ride to get. Dvontre got the VIP treatment on the ride up to Vail, so he got a free ride. And then so you're doing the eve of show, and you got surprise free lodging up there. Can you talk about that property at all for that one night?
It was a Hyatt. I believe it was a Hyatt hotel, the Grand Hyatt, I
Grand
believe it was
Hyatt
called.
Vail. Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cool. Apparently, there was a pool or a hot tub somewhere that I did not know about. I was very tired, so I just took a nap. Yeah, that was free lodging. It was really cool. the view from my like hotel room was really cool. I like sent it to all of my friends, and I was like, cause it was like the stream or whatever, and a bunch of
Gore
trees, and
Creek.
I was like, oh man, I'm about to bomb with this view, like. But yeah, it was really
Cool.
cool. I like getting there the day before, because the day before I went down to the Vail Village and I just walked around so that I would know about where everything was, so I wasn't lost for the rest of the festival.
That's a good strategy. That's smart. So that night before, we did the free locals community show at Vail Brewing Company. Great partner, Vail Brewing Company in Solaris Plaza. Tell us about that show.
That show was a lot of fun, and I believe there were people, the people that were doing the fest that weren't in Denver did that show. Like I met Jameer Sirleaf there. I met Dustin Chafin and Leah Bonema, and they were monsters. So it really got me excited because I was like, oh, these are like great comedians. Like I'm gonna have to do well to even be remembered. So it was a good show. Like I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was cool. We had special headliner Derek Stroop. If you're watching this in the future, he's probably something big. He's on a rocket ship up. Okay, cool. So that's the night before the festival. And then where did you stay during the festival? Do you remember?
I stayed at Antlers in Vail.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy. Nice. They're the best. Antlers at Vail. That's over in Lion's Head. Yeah, you had a nice room.
Yeah. I had a 3-person room. It was me, Adam Mullen, and D Kelly. It was pretty nice. I didn't know the first day I was walking like from the Antlers to the festival. I didn't know there was a shuttle.
Yeah.
So when I found out there was a shuttle, that made life way easier.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Free bus, largest free public bus system in North America, in Vail, Colorado. So you can hop the bus, go get to place. Tell us about a show you did during the fest that you particularly liked.
Um, I liked them all. My favorite was probably Aviator Nation.
Yeah.
Just because
Such a cool.
nobody walked into the door while I was on set, so it was really good. I want to say like that was my favorite to perform at. I think the one I did the best at was at I forget what it's Frost. That's what it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
The final Leah Bonham was headlining set. That was Frost.
Yep.
I was like saving my best jokes for then, and then everybody did so great. It was a lot of fun.
That was a fun show. It's a nice wide room, Frosted Sebastian Hotel. Really cool place. We'd never done a comedy show there before the first night of the festival. So we were figuring things out on the fly. And by the last night, we did the closing show there, and it was a blast. It was really cool. And you had a great set. That was really fun. Okay, cool. So you had some good times at the shows. Tell me about some, you make any good connections, any comics that you didn't know before?
Yes, I met Jameer Sirleaf. He's also a fairly new comic from New York, and he was very good. I met Jameer was from New York. I met a lot of people. I can't name them all. Like
Okay.
Bailey Pope. Like
Yep.
I don't want to name too many people and then not name a bunch of people. But there were a lot of cool people that like I met, and they like what I like about meeting these people is that like being in San Francisco, like it's fun, but I sort of like you get to know everybody, and so like you kind of think San Francisco is like where it is, but then I saw all these killers from other places that make me look extremely new, and I'm like, okay, I got work to do. I need to be as good as these people now. It's motivating.
That's awesome. All right. So you came away with some motivation. You've been writing or practicing more, or what's been
Yeah.
happening in a week since the festival?
I've been writing a lot. I've been talking to some of the Denver comics about like getting some showtime in Denver because a friend and I want to go out there. Yeah, just a lot of writing. I see them posting clips. I'm like, okay, I need to really get some quality stage time and get some clips out because I need to show them that I also have new jokes. 'Cause it's sort of like I think we're friends now, so we're kind of keeping up with one another, and I want them to know that I'm not going to be left behind.
That's great. Well, I saw you recording quite a bit at the festival and before the festival. Have you posted any clips from anything from there, or are you planning to?
I do plan on posting some clips. Right now I don't post clips very often, but I've been teaching myself Adobe and stuff and like trying to get better. So I plan on posting some in shouting out the Vail
Nice. You got the
Comedy
biggest
Festival.
tripod in the industry, I think. Like,
I
enormous.
there's another comedian out here with the same tripod, but his is orange, so I got the blue
Okay.
one just to stick out.
Nice. Well, those are Broncos colors, so you guys are welcome out in Colorado anytime. Blue and orange. Okay, let's talk about food. You get any good meals while you were in Vail?
Yes, Antlers is right by the Little Diner, which is
Little Diner. Everybody mentions the Little Diner. We got to get them to sponsor. Brian Little, you're the owner of Little Diner. We got a comedy in the Little Diner. We got to find a way to get it going. What do you
the
like about
little
the Little Diner?
I for some reason I just like it was just like a hearty breakfast. It was like a good breakfast to start the day off. I even when I came back to San Francisco, I found there's a diner beside a show that's run on Wednesdays. And I was like, maybe I'm just a diner guy now.
Nice, nice. Do you in San Francisco? Do you go late night or is it a early morning thing?
It's a late night place, but you can still
Okay.
get breakfast, which is cool.
They have milkshakes.
Yeah. I don't I
That's my
don't I don't like milkshakes, but they do have them.
okay. All right, that's my kind of place. Where? What part of San Francisco is it?
Um, I think it may be what is it called? I think it's the
I'll email
Marina.
you later. I because I want to go. I go to San
Yeah.
Francisco once or twice a year. I'd like to go. I love a good diner, so I'll go check it out. Let's see. How about after the shows? Did you have fun hanging out with people?
Yeah, I liked all the after parties. I want to say the last after party, I don't dance, but I still had fun making fun of people and their dance moves. So that was a lot of fun. It seems
That's
like,
incredible.
and then we hung out at the George. Like the other than the last night, we hung out at the George every night, which was really cool. And they stopped serving food, but they still had chips, which was enough for me.
Nice, nice. Yeah, the George is great. I think actually we're going to do a comedy show there next year during the festival, which will be pretty exciting,
That'll
pretty
be
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that's a favorite of the comics every year. They hook us up over there at the George. Okay, have you been to other festivals, or is this your first?
I did Sketchfest earlier this year.
Okay, all right,
Um,
cool. So you got your way around a comedy festival. What do you think? Put your thinking cap on. Any ways we can improve the festival next year if you send some of your friends?
I think so. The my favorite show is the one that I wasn't on, which is in Sarah's Lounge.
That was the
Um,
Saturday night. Man, that was a hot show.
yeah, I think I think maybe having like was there a 7:30 show there every day?
No, there was a 7:30 on Saturday and a 5 o'clock on Sunday. So we only did 2 shows there.
Gotcha. I think if there's like a 7:30 each day where like more people get a chance to perform like later in that show because like once it like got dark and the low ceilings, it really felt like a great room to do comedy. And
Yeah.
I was sort of jealous that I didn't get to do that
Yeah,
room.
that's tough. That's tough. It's always hard. You never know when you go to a festival. Like you hope you get a lot of spots and you hope they're quality ones. I mean, you got on the closing show. You had some good spots along the way, but you never know which show is going to be like electric and
Yeah,
and really great. And honestly, we don't know either. The attendance was great at that show and it kind of ebbed and
yeah,
flowed between shows and you can, there's, the earlier shows, we had shows at like 3 p.m. Those are obviously going to be less attended than a 7:30 show. But we can't always know exactly what the best show is, and I do my best to be fair. The trick is I promise everybody 2 spots when they apply. And how many spots did you get during the festival?
during the festival at least 3.
At least 3. Listen to that.
Yeah.
So under promise, over deliver. Pretty cool. Okay, so what are some things you loved about the festival?
um I love the free lodging. The free lodging was really great because I didn't have to worry about like finding a hotel room or an Airbnb or like splitting it with somebody. It was I paid for the flight there and then just got to do comedy and didn't have to worry about a whole lot. I
That's
uh
great.
I really like the being able to connect with other comedians like from across the US and like really getting to see these like not having without having to go to New York or like Tennessee to see Brad, like without having to go to these places that like I don't live, I still got to see these great comedians. Like, oh, there are monsters out there, so I do need to keep working. And then what else did I really like? I also like I still have the Lululemon bag and some of the toffee left. I was a big
Nice. Shout
fan of
out
the
to
candies.
Lululemon.
And what Fizz Rocket?
Rocket Fizz.
Rocket Fizz.
Yep, yep. That's a national chain, by the way. Most cities you go to will have a Rocket Fizz, but Rocket Fizz Vail, Adam Pena, thanks for the support. Did a great job. Put up the kids stage for the magic shows. Did you go to the magic show?
I did that. There was an open mic after the magician, and
Yeah.
that's another thing. I like that there was an open mic. I think
Did you go
maybe
every day?
yeah. I went every day, and I
Look at you, you're working
bombed
hard, Dvontre.
the
You're
first
doing
two
it. You're
days.
putting in the time.
I did terrible the first 2 days of the open mic, but we had to follow the magician, and I was like, oh, he just buried us. There's no way. But I think the magician opened the crowd up and made the mic better.
Yeah, I heard that I was running around setting up stuff for later shows, but I heard that last mic was incredible. Like 30 plus audience members, bunch of headliners dropped in and did it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
really cool. That's great.
I want to say I went bullet, and then Jameer went after me, and we're talking to Leah, and she was like, "Did y'all do like written material? Did you do already worked out stuff?" We're like, "No, those were new jokes." And she was like worried about it, and then she went up and crushed, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
She's so funny. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was like brand, like it was like stuff. I think she said she like wrote it that day or something, or that
Oh
week,
man.
and I was like, "This is a different level."
Yeah, she's good. Well, she's been around for a while, so but that's good that you were inspired and you're excited to work hard. And are you going to apply to more festivals now?
Absolutely. So I wrote back with Selma, Matt Benjamin, Peter Wong, and Jill Wiener.
Yep.
And we're talking about the 10,000 Laughs Fest in Minneapolis. And
Nice.
my friend Daoud, he did it last year. So I've been telling all my comedy friends in San Francisco, like, yo, y'all need to apply to festivals and like really go gauge yourself against people not here. And I've also told a bunch of them to apply to Vail. Like, yo, I was like,
Love it.
y'all need to go to Vail. Like, drink some water, get you an elevation mask so you can get used to the oxygen level, but you need to go.
That's great. I love that. Don't forget around Halloween, November 1st timeframe. That's when the submissions open. So remind them again. That'll be great. Okay. Any tips so let's say some of your friends apply, they get in, they're coming. What's a couple things you tell them to do? You already mentioned hydration. Anything else?
Contact you and contact you about like whether they want to stay early, because you were helping me try to find lodging as well if I
Yep.
got there early. You also put me on shows early.
Yep.
And there are other comedians like D Kelly will still be in Colorado, I believe. He said that he can help me next time I'm in Denver. So anybody who's going to Denver, you can contact these people. Like, hey, I'm gonna do the Vail Comedy Festival. Is there anything I should do? But I just say like get there a couple days early, get on so you can try to get on some shows, you can get used to the elevation. Sort of like do what the athletes do, like be there early and don't just get there the day of and then be struggling to breathe.
I love that. We're gonna sign you up as a coach / mentor for these flatlanders at sea level.
Also, another thing I would recommend is bring short sleeve shirts,
Oh
because
yeah.
being in San Francisco, bring short sleeve, but also bring a jacket. Because like being in San Francisco, I'm used to jacket weather all the time, but I'm not used because it was like 50 degrees here is cold,
Uh-huh.
but the 50 degrees in Vail, I had on a t-shirt, and
Yeah,
it
you're
was
like
so
6 inches from the sun.
yeah, it was so crazy to like see that it was like 55 degrees and not need a jacket. It was very weird. So take short sleeves and the jacket.
Yeah, we did
'Cause
really well with weather this year. It was like 70 degrees every day during the day, but then it gets cold at night because it's like a desert climate.
yeah, I tweeted, I was like, a high of 70 and a low of 30 is crazy.
That's a swing. That's a 40-degree swing. We're not messing around. And you're out all day at the Vail Comedy Festival. Well, that's great. Dvontre, how can people find you, track you? By the way, look up Dvontre Coleman. So funny, new to the game, but an absolute killer. Really hilarious. Has a very special energy on stage. How can people find you?
I'm on Instagram. I think I'm on YouTube at Dvontre. It's all Dvontre Coleman. My Twitter is Dvontre_Coleman.
Okay.
I'm trying to get just regular Dvontre Coleman back, but we'll figure that out. But if you search Dvontre Coleman, you will find me.
All right. It's DVONTRE. If you're just
Yeah.
listening to this, Coleman, just like Gary, Coleman. Dvontre Coleman, very funny, was at the 2023 Vail Comedy Festival. This has been another episode of Live from Vail Comedy Festival. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more. We're going to have lots more comics. You can watch them all on the YouTube playlist. Thanks for tuning in. And get your tickets every Memorial Day weekend, Vail Comedy Festival. If you're a comic, you can apply starting November 1st. If you want to come out and hang out and have laughs starting January 1st, we get passes on sale at the lowest price, and the prices increase over time. It's the end of May every year in beautiful Vail, Colorado. Thanks for being here, Dvontre.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm going to